Welcome to the FO show. This your boy Antoine, aka FO, here with another one. I got a chop session here with my girl, Kim King. What's up, girl? How you
Hey, what's
doing?
up? I'm good. How are you?
Hey, thank you for I'm good. Thank you for coming on here with me. So this is my first live chop session actually. I haven't had any live chop sessions and I like it because we can do this stuff live, raw, uncut, and all that, you know what I mean? So what we're gonna talk about, we're gonna get into a couple things. I really want you to tell somebody, tell people who you are, who is Kim King, who this is, you know what I mean?
Hey, y'all. As you said, my name is Kim. Currently, right now, unemployed. Just got out the Air Force, so I'm really focusing on school. Getting my bachelor's in IT. That's kind of my main thing right now. Taking care of the kids, doing a mommy thing. So,
Right. So one of the things that we wanted to focus on was the life after the military. And I you're special in a way of me knowing this thing is the fact that I knew you before the military. You met me, I was in the army,
hmm
so I met you before and then you went through that thing. You had a good career and now you on the other side of it. So how was that for you? How has that been? I know you're right there at the end of it, but how's that been for you?
so far, honestly, it's been a challenge. Like getting a job has
Right.
been really, the hardest part about actually transitioning out because it was an unexpected transition. It was never the goal to, just do 7 years and then get out.
Right.
So it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge, just kind of, adapting back to regular life, even though, I was civilian before, but
Hmm.
it's just something about being in. It just kind of got you where it's like, okay, all you got to do is wear one outfit. You don't have to worry about shopping for, anything crazy. So now it's like, okay, when you do get out, you got to go shop for this. You got to make sure you have
Hmm.
this type of attire. But overall, it's been a process. It's been a process.
And I could tell you, like from my experience, like you were an adult, you were a real adult
hmm
before you joined army. Like I joined the army when I was a child still. I was 18. Like I was 18 for 2 months. But you had your kids, you was already doing your thing on this other side. And then
Yep.
you got into that. So that transition, like you went into that and then you got these things like as far as like medical bills and stuff like that. I didn't even know nothing about that. Like that was a thing. I
Mhm.
was like, damn, I gotta pay for going to see my doctor now. Damn.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got your kids, you about to embark on this new career in IT. I love it. I'm proud of you. You know, if anybody don't know, I used to be a recruiter and she been my homegirl this whole time. I was trying to put her in the army.
Not going.
Right, she wasn't going for that. But it's whatever. And I am, like I said, I am proud of you for doing what you did. You got out of the Air Force what you need to get out of it. So now you're about to transition to this new thing, which, like you said, there is a challenge to it because then you go from something that you've been doing it for 7 years, and then you got to go back to that life
hmm
of everything is not just this that. Like in the military, there's not a lot of gray in the military.
Right.
There's a lot of gray on the civilian side. There's a lot of okay, maybe this, maybe that, or whatever. There's the way of when you get into the job force, even if you're a leader, the way that you can even talk to your subordinates or the way that you can deal with your superiors.
Yeah.
There's different things that you got to deal with, and it was a big transition for me too as well because, like I said, I was 18. I graduated high school, had part of a summer vacation, and then I was on a plane to go to Oklahoma. So, but another thing that I really want to talk about because me and you talk a lot. We talk about things. You my home girl, so we share things with each other. But I had an episode before on co-parenting, and I was asking like, why is it so hard? It's so hard for some people to actually co-parent. Like, okay, the relationship that we have had is over, so that part is done. Got it. but how are we going to still be able to coexist with each other and raise our children, let them know that for both parties, you are still loved.
Hmm.
That stuff has happened.
Right.
Mom and dad just aren't together, but you're going to get all that I can give you, and the other person can say the same thing. Just in our, and in the black community, that's been a thing that's definitely been hard. There's lots of single parents out there, and then they just, I don't care if the man or woman have it. I don't like to make it always on the man. I know proportionally it literally is on a man, but like how do you what would you say to a 20 22 23 year old who was with somebody and now they're not with each other, but now they do have to still have deal with raising this child that they've had together?
So what I will say is, I guess it kind of depends on where their mind frame is, during that relationship and then them separating. Um, because I've been there, I've done that.
Right.
I have conversations with people now who struggle with co-parenting and just, the drama of having a baby mama or baby daddy. It does get better. Sometimes you have to kind of go through things to grow through them.
Right.
Um, and when I say that is far as like, when I had, my baby daddy, we had our issues and stuff like that. I'm very appreciative of him now. And I wish I was like that in the beginning because it's hard. It's hard being a single parent.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you have to struggle on your own? When you have that support, then you also have some men who they don't do anything for their kids. And then so when you find a man who's willing to take care of his kid, without trying to be in a relationship, allow him to do that. Allow him to be a parent the way he wants to parent, and not force it on him.
Right.
So, like I said, depending on where their mind frame is, just let him know, it does get easier. If he's willing to help you, let him help you.
Yes. And some people got to know, like, hey, those things on the fringes, that
Hmm.
that 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 new girlfriend and all that stuff, you got to let that go. If
Yeah.
y'all have let each other go, let all that other stuff go. And some people
Yeah.
try to hide the way that they're saying that it's about my kids, but they're just hiding those feelings that they have
Hmm.
for that person behind their kids,
Yep.
and that's not a real thing. And
Right.
I've seen you grow. I've seen you grow from some things. Ain't put you
Yeah.
all out there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they watching. They probably know me.
Right. Right. So, growing from that, and that's what it is. And we have, like, all we got is daughters, like me and you. We ain't got no sons.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know what it's like to raise a young boy or whatever. I had my little brother. I didn't raise him per se, but he looked up to me and everything.
Mhm.
But raising these young girls to know that this is the example that you should have. Like, you don't have to 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 just have this resentment towards a man if y'all have a child together
Right.
and it don't work out with y'all. That
Right.
resentment don't have to be there.
Right.
You can just, okay, this part failed, but we ain't dying right now. So let's go on to the next step. What is the
Right.
next step? How do we make this work still?
Right.
And I like I said, I'm proud of you on your growth in this. Like, when I met you, you was out there doing bald head stuff with your bald head.
You know,
What is that the stuff with
my
your
little
friend?
ratchet friends.
Hood rat, yeah, yeah. But now we here, and that's all it is. That's all it's about. And you're the example for your children. I mean, you're a better example as a woman for your children than I could ever be for my children, because my children see a man, so they got to look at what a man is for me, but they can still see from you how to be a woman
Right.
and to carry yourself accordingly, and not to, and know that you don't need a man for anything. You can
Right.
still do, but also that there are healthy relationships and you can be together. But if that doesn't work, then so on and so forth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
Now, another thing, especially one of my big things on my show is what I like to talk about is mental health.
Hmm.
And um how how do you feel that because you've had, I don't, what do y'all we call them, because we call them my soldier, you call them your airmen, like your
Yeah.
subordinates.
Yep.
Okay,
Aaron.
so, like, how do you deal with them having, how did you deal with your subordinates having some type of issues, or even yourself having any type of issues mentally because of the things that you've gone through in your career?
So let's talk about me. It's easier for me to explain it about myself than it is, pertaining to a truth, because I never really had to experience it.
Okay.
Um, but as for myself, like when it comes to mental health, in the Black community is, ain't nothing wrong, or we don't need therapy.
Suck it up.
And right. And and I recently just discovered that, I have depression, right?
Right.
Now I'm more comfortable with it. At first I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with me. Like I used to have these moments where it's like I could just, be sitting down chilling, and all of a sudden I'm crying. I don't know
Right.
what's wrong. I don't know how to fix it. I'm just like, okay, why am I going through this? What's the issue? It never really. Oh, you know what? I probably always been. Nope, I'm not even gonna say. I'm not even gonna say I've always had it. I think the military kind of brought it out of me, because it's like before I joined the military, I was a single parent. I was with my
Right.
kids 24/7. So then it's like you kind of leave that lifestyle. You get deployed. You're not with your kids, so your mind gets to wondering, like, okay, well, what are they doing? And all this stuff, especially with everything going on in the world. And I think that's kind of where my depression started from, is me being away from them. And
Hmm.
so now that, I took a break from the military and I'm back around them, even when they're gone, my mind still kind of wonders, like, okay, what's going on? Where are they at? All this other stuff. But um, yeah, I mean, I am in therapy. So I'm not going to say it's not helping. I think I'm still stuck in the mind frame of, what can you do for me? How are you going to help me with this type of
Right.
thing?
Right.
I shouldn't be like that, but it's just like in the back of my head, it's like, okay, if me not talking to my friends is helping, how do you think you can help? But I'm sticking through it. So I mean, we'll see the next couple months.
And with mental health, like, it's that thing that you don't go to a therapist for what, 4 or 5 sessions, and
Hmm.
you're good. Like, you can
Right.
have a cold, you can have some type of virus or something like that, and we give you some medicine, whatever, and you're good. Mental health is a thing that has to be maintained lifelong,
Hmm. Yeah.
and some things can come back to you from a long time ago and come back to you then. So you need to
Hmm.
maintain that thing lifelong. Like, I know, like, we joined the military at different times. I joined back in '02, like literally some months after 9/11 happened, less than a year
Yeah.
after 9/11 happened. So at that point, there was like, hey, you're going to deploy. So then, yeah, I did deploy. I seen things that, a 18-year-old, I was a boy. Like, when I turned 18, I thought, oh, like, I'm a grown man now. Nah,
Right.
but I was a boy. Then I went through things because of the stuff that I saw, the things that I went through. And
Hmm.
then, I've had my relationships
I
that
remember.
have yes. So all those things have happened. And it's a thing that you have to constantly keep up with.
Right.
So one of the things that we did talk about that and I don't know how far you'll want to delve into it, it's just relationships, period. Like, how does, like, even the military or your upbringing or anything like that, you being a single mother of two children, how does that affect your relationships? Or do you think it does? But I think it does, because you just have to look up in the air.
Let's see. So I actually been single for a while, so I didn't really have that problem, as
Right.
far as like having, a relationship while I was in the military. I didn't have that problem, honestly. I think that's way I could answer this. I mean, like now, of course, I'm dealing with someone, and it's just, I think, like, from me being in the military, the stuff that I've been through is kind of affecting our relationship now,
Right.
because I'm stuck in my ways. Like, he knows about my depression, and he tries to help me, but I'm hard headed. You know,
Yes,
he
you are.
used to be in the military. You know, he done it, so I can understand that. You know,
Right.
this is me being hard headed, even though it's like okay, he's been there. This should be my experience, but I don't want to learn from what he's been through. It's like, okay, I'm going through it and I'm calling him, complaining about it. He's like, okay, well, this is what you can do. These are the steps. So I will say, yeah, me serving into, being in a relationship now, it has affected it. The 7 years that I was in, I wasn't worried about a relationship. I didn't, too much really care for one because I moved around too much. And it's
Right.
kind of hard to keep a relationship, especially when you're not married, because
Mhm.
they can't travel with you.
Right.
So it's like, what's the point of a long distance relationship when, you know, that'd be a good question for a married couple.
Right. It would. Would. But it is it's a good question for anybody, like I said, because you
Hmm.
knew because of your status as far as being active duty in there that you didn't want to even embark upon a long distance relationship. Okay, I know you right here where I'm at, but then they about to send me somewhere else now.
Right.
You know, you not coming, so we gonna have a
Right.
phone
Then it's like,
relationship?
what's the point? Because I know the things that I require in a relationship, which is quality time, communication. What if I want to cuddle? I don't have that.
You
So it's
can't.
like, why even start a relationship when I'm not gonna, get what I want out of it?
That's true. That's true, and that's understandable. It's understandable. Hey, y'all listen to the FO show. I just gotta always put that out there. But also, like me and you, we've known each other like 10 plus years now.
Yeah.
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 So I've gone, I've gone through some things, and I know you've gone through some things, and those things were there for our growth. I used to look at the things that happened to me, the things that I went through as something that actually was negative. And yes, maybe at that point in time it was negative. But just
Mhm.
like your think about your kids though. If you had just stayed at home all the time in a box, never let your kids go outside, do anything like that. First time your kid go outside, they're gonna damn die from a damn leaf falling on them, right? So we had to go through these things because these
Mhm.
things have built us up and made us stronger. And what I actually love is the fact that now mental health is being looked at as something that is real.
Mhm.
We're getting better as far as in the Black community of recognizing it because a lot of times it wasn't recognized. It was, hey, chill out. You know what I mean? It ain't that big a deal, blah, 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 all that. But now we're getting it to a point where, okay, so this person needs some help. This person needs to talk to somebody. This probably not me or you.
Right.
This needs to talk to somebody. And I think a lot of us are realizing this because our kids, they were toddlers, they were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But now we got kids 13, 14, 15 and stuff, adults and stuff like that. And you can
Yeah.
see that what your parenting did has an effect. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So we gotta understand that in this Black community, we have to help each other out. We got to build each other up. We can't just, hey, that little boy, he's crying. That little boy crying. Because when I was born in '84, Kim, a
Mhm.
little boy crying, you a little punk. That's all it
Right.
is.
Right.
But I've had conversations like I had conversations with my homeboy, especially like Jerry with a G. He be on my show sometimes. When a child is crying, when
Mm.
a person is crying, when a child is crying, especially a child, they could have just dropped their toy. Like they're sitting on the couch, they dropped their toy. They're
Right.
crying. At that point in time, are you gonna a lot of people like to minimize the way that a person feels. So if you minimize that toy falling off the couch to that child, you're telling him because he felt at that point in time, the most important thing in his life was the fact that his toy did not exist right now anymore. You just told him that didn't matter. Shut up, be quiet. It's right here. Here.
Mhm.
You just told him that his emotions didn't matter. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So now I've learned that if you minimize somebody's feelings, if you minimize the way that they feel, no matter what they feel that way about, then you're telling them that you don't matter. What you think and how you feel doesn't matter anymore. And that's what makes these children go out here, because I've never seen kids at this rate want to off themselves, want to kill themselves, want to cause self-harm. I mean, I know it happened back when we were younger, but now it's happening at a higher rate. I mean, how do you feel about that?
You know, this is now this is a tough topic for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I've experienced it. It kind of it hits close to home.
I got you. It does for me too.
Yes. So this I don't want to talk about because I
You
don't
don't
want to
don't go into nothing that you don't want to, though, girl.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah.
All right. And I'll tell you this. So the reason why I'm big on it, I definitely always cared. But
Right.
and I will say this every time. I'm gonna give a shout out to my brother right there. That guy. That's my little brother.
Yeah.
When you met me, he was alive.
Yeah.
Just a few years ago is when he took his life. He didn't feel like anybody cared enough. He didn't feel like anybody gave a, excuse my language, gave a fuck about him. And he had a very low level of esteem as far as the way he felt about himself. And that hurt me so bad. And then I had to start thinking about it, because when I thought about how much it hurt me because of the way he felt about himself, I started feeling selfish because I felt that way about him. I felt hurt because he felt that way. No, I should have only cared about what he felt like.
Right.
So my big thing is like the people that you have here, especially your damn kids. You know what I mean? That matters. That matters. I've messed up with my kids as far as that. I'm trying to get better with that. I have to know that if it's important to them, it's important to them for a reason. There are things that are important to me. Yes, they are important to me. But they don't view life in a big box like I view life. They view life in a smaller one. I mean, my 10-year-old, I mean, she can't view life the way I do.
Right.
There are things that are important to her. So I have to look at it from that, not look at it from a 39-year-old man's view. I got to look at it from a 10-year-old's view. I've never been a 10-year-old girl in my entire life.
I hope not.
I've been a dude the whole time, Kim. I'm not about to surprise you with anything. Born a woman. But those things are important. And I mean, you just got to know with these kids become adults. Me and you were little kids, not caring if we got our knees dirty with dirt from our clothes because our parents then bought us some clothes or whatever, and we got them dirty. We didn't care about no school shoes and no stuff like that at a point in time. But now, you probably, you fancy.
I couldn't wait to go to school.
Whatever. I mean, that first day outfit though, outfit, yo, I'm about to kill him. I'm about to kill him.
Let me go shop in my pencil so you can see my outfit.
Right. But yeah, that's a big thing to me as far as these kids. There and then they have so much. I'm not saying their life is harder, easier, or whatever, but they do have a added element to it because they have social media. I was in the army for a couple of years. And all I had was MySpace, and that was popping.
Yeah,
MySpace was popping.
And Black Planet.
I ain't thought about that in a long time. Black Planet was popping. Yes, it was. So, now there's everything, you know what I mean? And they're against that. We can't just look at it like, oh, she ain't like your outfit. They laughed at your shoes. But I mean, we got to think about this world that we're sending them out there to. Yes, we don't know if that's a thing that's going to trigger them or whatever.
Right.
So we got to look at it. You got to look at your kids a little bit deeper. You got to think about how they're feeling a little bit deeper to be able to parent. And then as far as co-parenting, y'all got to get rid of, I'm talking to y'all people out there. If you beefing with your baby mama or your baby daddy, y'all need to figure out a way to y'all be together or don't. But y'all got to figure out that it ain't about y'all no more, because y'all relationship gonna be there or not. But what is there is that child that is literally 50% of one of y'all and 50% of another one of y'all. So that's all I feel. You got anything to say to the people before we sign out, Kim?
No. I mean, just going back to the, whole co-parents and stuff, like I said, it gets better, to the, baby daddies who out there fighting and struggling. It gets better. Eventually those feelings will die down. She'll come to realization, then you'll be able to see your child. But in the meantime, just keep grinding, keep doing what you're supposed to do. Same thing for the ladies. I mean, it gets better. Trust me. Like, if he wants to be there, let him be there. Trust me, you will need a break.
Yes.
Postpartum depression, like I didn't go through it, but I know I have friends and stuff who went through it as well. And it's like, having a baby, it can be tiresome. Like, girl, get you a break.
Right.
Okay. Drop that baby off.
Right.
Go eat, go have a margarita. Take some time to yourself is very important. Very important. So.
And I appreciate you coming out here, Kim. Hey, we've been trying to do this for a while now, but we finally did. I love you, girl. Now I appreciate it.
Anytime. All right.
Yeah, we have some more stuff to talk about, I think. And then, like, I'll be having my other live shows. You can just jump up on there because I'll be sharing my link or whatever.
Will do.
All right. Well,
add me on Instagram, you guys.
Hey, hold on real quick.
I don't even know my Instagram name.
Text it to me real quick. I'll put it up on this screen for people.
Okay.
Do you know what it is? Because you don't know what it is.
I changed it. It's Raina_Kim K. I'll send it to you.
Is it like this? Hold on.
It's REINA.
REINA. Now you gotta send that to me.
Queen in Spanish. So it's Raina_KEM.
Kim, go on your thing right now. You can copy your name and send it to me real quick. Then I'll put it up on the screen for everybody.
I got
that way they can see it. All right. I'll put it up in the comments of the video, the link in the comments of the video. All right.
All right.
All right, then. It was good talk to you, Kim. Hey, everybody else, thank y'all for coming out. Listen to the FO show. Hey, we out.